Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video and I'm working with photos from Chicago in July. I got in so late Thursday night. My plane was just a hair over 2 hours late. By the time I got out of O'Hare, took the Blue Line, got to the Airbnb, it was just a little bit after 10. So much later than I intended. I basically just had a quick snack because I never had dinner while I was waiting for the plane. Had a quick snack, answered some student emails, went to bed. So I've already done that stuff. There wasn't a whole lot there. So now I'm actually on to our first full day, which was Friday. And the first thing we did was we needed coffee and breakfast. Normally when we travel together, my friend and I, we don't do breakfast a lot. We're not huge on that. We might grab a bagel at 10 o'clock or something. And then we usually have a lunch and a dinner. This was a very different case because we had seen this place and thought, oh, that's near some stuff we're going to do. Let's go try it out. And it was worth it. I mean, we had a lovely meal. Look at my coffee there. I had quiche with a salad, a little early for that. I didn't realize when I ordered it was going to come with salad too. I thought I was just having coffee and quiche, but that's fine, whatever. And then this is the inside here. And you know what? I am blanking on the name right now. I want to say something Pierrot. It's inside a hotel. Oh my gosh. I'm going to need this for my journaling. So I will look that up and come back with the name. But I mean, look at their lovely sweets in the case there. So I thought about getting some macarons and then I didn't because I'm like, oh, I'd have to carry them around all day. And I really don't want to do that. So I didn't. But they sure looked good. And everything inside was just I liked the vibe. The design was very cool. And their logo and all of their branding and stuff is green. So I'm kind of hoping maybe I can find a card that has something on it with a little green and because I have this. So I don't know about that. We'll see once I start looking through all my food cards what I actually have. And part of that problem is because this is a 4x4. So my guess is I'd probably have to find a 4x6 and cut it down if I found one I liked. But we'll see what happens. Aha, I found the name. I was correct. It's Pierrot. I think that's how you say it. It's Pierrot. Pierrot Gourmet, and it's at the Peninsula. That's the hotel. So I knew it was something like that. And you know what? I thought I had saved a business card. I swear that I picked one up on my way out, at the front counter where you check in, but now I can't find it. So maybe I didn't. Maybe I just imagined that. But that is where we went. I have grabbed out my 4x6 cards here that are food related, and I just realized something else. I think I'm out of 4x4 photo flips, which I need for here. I have 4x6 ones, so I can make my own if needed. I can just cut it down and use my fuse tool. But I think I remember looking for another 4x4 layout and realizing, oh shoot, I'm out. But we'll find out. But let's look through here and just see. I'm going to lay these all out actually so I can see what colors I've got going. I do have pink over here, yellow. Yellow I could get away with. I don't really have pink anywhere else. Here, a little bit here, but we'll see. Not really red. Oh, I see some greens. What are my yellows? These are upside down apparently. No, we don't want tacos. That definitely was not the mood here. This is kind of a Frenchy French place. Morning lineup. Morning would be fun, but not the right color. Can't use this one because it's got wording. That doesn't go. Look at this one. Now I know that I'm sure is supposed to go vertically, but I could use it either way. So hold on here. If this was sitting like this, and then I would have that like so, that's not bad. You can see some green here. If I put a green embellishment over here, that might work. So I'm liking the green one, but I wanted to also look at my black and whites just to see what else do I have. This has too much wording, so I have to cut that off. This one I could get away with if I cut it very carefully because I wouldn't need to have what's over here. I could cut this down. So that's a possibility. This one's fun. What's on the other side? That definitely doesn't go. Well, actually, it's not bad with these pinks. I said no pink, but now I'm not sure. But this side definitely would work. And then I could just slap a big label on it or something and journal. Well, you know what? No, I need more journaling room than that because I want to talk about it a little bit more. So I guess that's not the best fit. No, and these are all like my multicolored ones, I think. Or here's that one. You had me at Let's Eat. Now that one might work. I could cut it down. Okay, so I have two possibilities for black and white. I still like the green the best of what I'm seeing, but maybe it kind of depends on what I find to go with this. I probably need to look at all of my food stickers and chipboard and all of that stuff too. Before I even looked at any of my embellishments or anything, I wanted to check on the photo flip deal. And I am out of pre-made 4x4s, which stinks. But I do have 2 packages of 4x6s, so I will have to make my own. I just plugged in my fuse tool so that I can do that, so not a big deal. That is the beauty of having a fuse tool. So if you don't have one and you're doing pocket pages, really think about investing in one because it has come to my rescue many times with things like this, or I want a page design that I can't find anywhere, and so I have to make my own pockets. I actually just did that for my New York album from May. I had to create my own because it wasn't on the market anywhere where I could buy it. So think about getting a fuse tool. As you can probably tell here, I have grabbed out all of my food related stuff. Right here, I'm liking that green. It's not quite as bright a green as some of this, but I think I could get away with it. So I like that one. But I have tons of stickers and other chipboard and stuff in there. And then I have all of these phrases. These are more like phrase strips. These are ephemera pieces that happen to also have images or phrases. So I have those as well. I have plenty of stickers. I've got a bunch all thrown in here, plus these. So I definitely have things I can work with here. I just need to figure out, like, color-wise, what do I want? In the items that I have, I've picked out one already. I like this one. It just says so good. It's a little smaller than, this is quite large, but this one I like. It fits nicely right there. So if I use this card and then I have this, I've got green diagonal from each other, which is awesome. Then I think I'm going to change how these are going to go in the photo flip. This will still be on top because I like the mix of the brown there, and there's a little brown here. And then when you open it, I was going to do these the other way, but I think I want to do it this way because then I could do either another green embellishment or black and white over here. If I do it this way, I'd feel like, oh, I've got this plus like an embellishment right here. That's, I don't know, it feels kind of weird to me. If I put this one over here, then I don't have to do anything with it. It doesn't need anything because I'll already have this bright spot. I'll have journaling up here. That right side will be fine. So I'm thinking whatever other embellishment or piece of ephemera I pick has to go on here. I'm thinking about something a little crazy here. Remember how I said, oh, I've got brown in here, plus there's some over here. I'm thinking about bringing brown into this because also like here you can see my coffee in the background. There are some brown things there, but I found this in my stash of food stuff. And clearly it's meant to like be a 2x2 pocket, but I could cut that down pretty close and it might fit to just like overlap it right there. And it's kind of French. You got a croissant, you've got a baguette. Like I feel like I could get away with it. I wish that pretzel wasn't there. I kind of like everything else except that, but whatever. It's bread, so I think they were going for bread items. But I could cut it down and make it fit in there, and there's so much dead space here. I'm not really losing anything. I've cut this down. I have adhesive on it, and I've actually decided I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to cover up this person who's working the register over here. That way I cover up their face in there, because I don't know them. I can't really tell who it would be anyway to identify them from that angle. But that way I could just cover that up. There we go. Then I have that. And then I'm thinking if I wanted to, because, whoops, I have these in the wrong order. So that's the front, that's like that, and then this. There we go. So when it's sitting like this, I think I like the way that looks. You've got these. I cut that down to journal. You've got this happening. Like, I like how all of that looks, so that's cool. But I could stamp here as well, just in black, like a small phrase. I just actually bought, do I have it on my desk? I bought a new set of food related stamps they're all phrases, which I love. So I could bust into that new set right here. Here is the stamp set. And actually, you know what? I'm going to put this behind it. Maybe it's a little easier to see that way. There were several phrases on here that I liked, but they wouldn't fit. The space, the white space right here, without overlapping into the rest of the ceiling, is relatively small. So I have to pick something short. So I think I'm actually going to do currently eating because it fits there. I'm showing what we had. I just feel like that's a pretty generic one that fits in there well. All right, I did my stamping. I did season the stamp before I actually did it because it was brand new. And then I used my Stays On ink because obviously it's a photo, it's a slick surface, but there you have it. I just did it up in that corner, and I think that was the right move because yes, it's two things on one photo, but this is very subtle. I don't find it distracting really, so that's all good. So now I just need to cut this down, journal. I'll probably do my journaling off camera, but I need to cut that down at least, and then I need to get my photo flip made for this, and I probably need my fuse to heat up for like another 5 minutes, but then I'll be ready to go. So as I was looking at all of this, waiting for my fuse to heat up that final 5 minutes, I decided to try something and do a little bit more stamping. I didn't think I wanted anything on this card, but then I decided, you know what, I could put something at the bottom. So I did this one, Fresh and Local. And I kind of like that because then these are directly across from each other and it brings in a little bit more black there. So I'm happy with that. Again, I used my Stays On, I seasoned the stamp, I did the whole bit. So that's good. So now all I have left is to make that flip. I thought it might be helpful to just show you how I do it when I make my own photo flip or have to fuse a page or whatever. I'm simply putting this on my trimmer, measuring out how long do I need this to be. Obviously, I want a little bit of a buffer because I'm going to have to leave a little bit of a margin at the end for where I fuse this closed. So I've measured that out. So I'm almost at 4.5 inches actually, just to make sure that I have enough. And then this shows me where the line is. So I use the guide wire and I'm going to go on the outside of it rather than the inside, because again, that gives me just a little bit more. And I just take the bone folder. I have the black thing of these. What is the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, scoring. Thank you, scoring. I have a score blade. I just don't know where it is at the moment. So I'm choosing to just use this bone folder instead. Make sure I get this all the way down. I'm just using the wire kind of as a guide there so I know where to cut. There we go. As you can see, it's made a nice line there, or hopefully you can see. Can you see that on the camera? I'm not sure. Oh, there you can. Right here. You could see it. So that is where I will cut, and then I will fuse that, and it'll be ready. Ta-da! There we go. I have fused the edge. It looks perfect. I generally put cardboard down underneath when I am fusing something, and kind of the thinner the better. I tried some thicker ones and the teeth just did not grab well, but it appears that if I use a thinner piece, it works better. So let's put these in here, make sure they fit the way I want. Look at that. They do. Excellent. So now I can take off the backing and attach it. Now I have everything attached. So this is how it looks when you first see it in the album. Then you flip open and you have that. So happy with that. And I will say I had to use my crocodile to make new holes because when I covered over with the adhesive, obviously it blocks those holes. So I just used my crocodile and it solves that problem. So here's another one done for Chicago. Thanks for watching.